Welcome to my YouTube channel, everyone. In this episode, I want to share with you the experience that I had in the biggest free play video game arcades in London called Heart of Gaming. So this place is open every weekend from 12 p.m. and the first time that I went there was last year for my birthday. And I have to tell you, the experience was unbelievable because I've never been to a free play arcades before. Basically you only pay £20 entrance fee and you get like a whole day pass, which I think is a very good deal, because I remember back in the 90s, and early 2000s, when I used to go to the arcades, I always had the stress of running out of coin, and I had to be very selective about the games that I would play. I would usually play like fighting games, Mortal Kombat, Tekken or Soul Calibur, games that I religiously followed, and if I ever had like an extra coin, I would, play a random game, but it was usually like watching others playing games that I wanted to play, but didn't really want to spend my money on, because I had to prioritize, if you know what I mean. So yeah, and this time around, it was like I was thrown into a dream, full of video games, arcade machines, and it was like play whatever you want for as many times as you want, so yeah, it's a very, very good deal if you ask me. So the first time that I went there, my jaw literally like dropped, seeing the amazing game library that they had. They have a lot of like fighting games, like several Street Fighter games, and the first time that I went, they had Soul Calibur, a game that I haven't played since the year 2000, so like that was the first game that I played, and I was like, I have to beat it this time, and I actually managed to beat it, and it was like so satisfying, They also had like several like beat 'em up games, like Neo Geo games, and of course the classic, Turtles arcade game that you always have to play, when you go to such places. And then, they have like several light gun shooting games, like another iconic, classic game, House of the Dead. They actually have 3 House of the Dead games. They have the first, the second, and third game. And me, of course, I had to play the first game. That I remember from back in the days. And I gotta tell you, like we were like 2 people, playing it. And this game is like really, really hard. Like it's designed, to rob you, but because it's a free play arcade, we had as many continues as we wanted, as we needed, and we managed to beat this game, again, so satisfying, And since we are on the light gun shooting game subject, another iconic, classic game that they have is Jurassic Park, The Lost World. So I remember this game really impressed me, with its unbelievable for the time graphics, I've never played this game, unfortunately, but I remember I was always like staring at the screen of the arcade machine, and just admiring, the progress of the 3D graphics technology. And this time, I actually had the chance to play it, and enjoy it. We were like 2 people, and we managed to beat the game, and I had a moment there as well, was very satisfying. One of the highlights that I remember from my first visit was these Japanese, music and rhythm arcade games, I've never played these games before, and I didn't expect to like them, but I gotta tell you, like, these games can be very addictive, I had a blast playing them, I really, really enjoyed them, and these machines, always tend to be very busy, because like they're super fun, and it's always like a queue, to get to them, but once you start playing, you just can't stop. So yeah, like that was really cool, to play these games. And then the other highlight was something that I would never expect to find, they have the Prop Cycle arcade machine, Prop Cycle is a game that I haven't played since 1997, and I couldn't believe my eyes, like it was unbelievable, that they had this game, and I was like, are you serious? I instantly, jumped, on the arcade machine, and started playing it, It was unbelievable. So the second time that I went to Heart of Gaming was actually recently, and I went there on a mission. I basically needed to take some shots, for my Prop Cycle review that you can now find on my channel. But I also wanted to finally beat this game, and I gotta tell, like, this game is no joke. This game is very challenging, and very physical. and it made me sweat a lot, you know, like I was dripping, you know, like my back was wet. I had to unbutton my shirt like up to my belly button, you know, like it's like a proper gym session, you know. But at the same time, the game is very immersive, you know, and once I got used to the controls, I had so much fun playing it, you know, and I really enjoyed it, you know, and I finally managed to beat it, you know, like, and I had like a full circle moment there. It was amazing, you know. But anyway, the second time that I went there, the owner of the place actually remembered me from my last year's visit, you know, which made me feel really nice, you know. He's a very friendly and cool guy, you know. He came to check on me while I was playing Prop Cycle, you know. That was really nice. So the first thing that I've noticed being different since the last time I've been there is that they've changed a bit the layout, you know, and a couple of games are missing, like Soul Calibur. But they brought some other games, you know, like the all-time classics, Crazy Taxi, you know, a game that I think has been very influential, you know, on games like Saints Row and GTA. You know, I really enjoyed playing it. It's a game with a very original concept, you know, for back in the days when it came out, you know. And of course they have like tons of other racing games, you know, like Daytona USA, you know, Mario Kart, you know. Another classic and highly influential game that they brought is Taken 3, a game that I think forever changed the gaming landscape, you know. It really showed us what the 3D graphics were capable of, you know, and what we should expect in the future from games, you know. This game was probably the reason why so many people bought the PS1 console back in the days. I remember when my cousins introduced me to Taken 3, we used to call it the living game, you know, because it was so much like the real life, you know. It was just stunning, you know. But yeah, like they have this game now, you know. I played it with Xiao Yu and Forest Law, you know. I managed to beat it, you know. So much fun, you know. I really enjoyed it. You know what never gets old is discovering amazing retro games even today. I just discovered Sonic the Fighters, you know, a game that's been around since 1996, you know, but I've never played it before. I've never seen it before. But it's a really fun game, you know. It looks beautiful, you know, like it has this like retro flavor, you know, to it, you know, with the blocky polygonal, you know, graphics and everything, you know. I really enjoyed playing it, and I will definitely check it out, you know, on the consoles, you know, like I think it's out on the PlayStation Network. You can get it on your like on your PS3. You know, but yeah, I will definitely check this game out. They still have all these amazing classic shooting games, you know, like House of the Dead, you know, and Jurassic Park, The Lost World, you know. But I think the highlight was that I tried this Rambo game, you know. I've never played it before, and I gotta say, like, this game is so dope, you know, like instead of a gun, you have like a machine gun, you know, like a proper M16, you know, and you know, the effects, you know, the vibrations and the sound, you know, it's just amazing, you know. It's a very immersive game, you know. The graphics are very much like PlayStation 3 graphics, you know, like if you've played Resident Evil 5 and 6, you know, it's that type of graphics, you know. But yeah, like it was so satisfying playing it, you know, and you can even like take both of the machine guns, you know, and start shooting, you know. It's just so much fun, you know, playing this game. I highly recommend you try it, guys. So yeah, like Heart of Gaming has an amazing arcade game collection, you know, and I had a blast there, you know. And they also have like a console gaming lounge, you know. Basically they have like some newer consoles, you know, plugged into these huge TV screens, you know, like they are so big, like probably like as big as the wall behind me, you know. So that's really cool. But they also have like some retro consoles like N64 and Dreamcast, you know, and those are plugged to old CRT TVs, you know, so you get that authentic retro experience, you know. And that really reminded me of the video game clubs, you know, that we used to have in the 90s, you know, that I sometimes mention in my videos, you know. So yeah, that was really cool, you know. One thing that I have to say is that they still have a lot of space that I think they can utilize by bringing more arcade machines, you know, more titles like maybe Virtua Fighter, Tekken Tag, you know, bring Soul Calibur back, maybe bring some Mortal Kombat games, you know, like Mortal Kombat 4, you know, that would be amazing. And this place has a huge potential to become the mecca of the retro gaming in London, you know, and possibly the whole of the southern UK. Heart of Gaming is an amazing place to go out with friends, go out on a date or take your kids and have some fun there. It's for all ages, all types of people, you know, especially if you are into the retro gaming scene. If you live in London and you haven't been to Heart of Gaming, you know, you can't call yourself a retro gamer really, you know. But yeah, like I highly recommend it, you know, just go and check it out. And until next time.